Trading 212 offer a cash ISA as well as a stocks and shares ISA. And in this video, we're going to take a look at that cash ISA to see whether it's worth using the cash ISA or whether it's worth sticking just with the stocks and shares ISA. We're also going to take a look at Trading 212's cash ISA and compare it to some of the other options on the market right now. Let's get into the video. Okay, so let's first just take a look at the cash ISA to see whether it's worth using it. I haven't actually opened up the cash ISA yet, so we're just going to go through and do that whole process right now. Currently, I'm on my stocks and shares ISA, and if you click up the top of the screen, you can actually see that you can choose from a selection of different accounts. You can have a normal investment account, a CFD account, a stocks ISA, or a cash ISA. So if you just click on the cash ISA, it says here that we can get a 5.2% interest on our savings. Then click here, start saving. So all we have to do now, set up your account. Ooh, terms and policies. Ooh, I would advise reading through all of these, but I already did it for my stocks and shares ISA. I confirm. Now my account is set up. Just click here to deposit some funds. Now I'm just going to quickly deposit £100 to show you how quick and easy it actually is. So now it says the deposit is successful. Let's go ahead and show you the cash ISA account and just show you sort of how it works. Now that we're into the cash ISA, let's just take a look at what it looks like and see how easy it is to use. So you can see here, you come across to the cash ISA, and now I'm into the cash ISA, and you can see that I've got £100 in the account, and you can already see the daily earnings, which is the interest. I'm assuming they'll show it to me by the minute or by the hour, and then at the end of the day, I'll probably get paid in. Sort of like the cash account on a stocks and shares ISA, I think they'll pay you on a daily basis. It shows you your current tax year allowance down here. You can see I've already used a bit of it, which is from my stocks and shares ISA, and then you can see here, you can transfer from another cash ISA into this account. You can see your monthly, yearly, 5-year max performance, and you can see the interest rate is 5.2%. And if you click on this page, you can see the earnings, you can see your interest rate, your daily interest. Well, my daily interest is 14 pence. 0.0. My daily interest is 1.4 pence. And then you can add more funds in. You can see the payments that you've made. I guess I've had no interest payments that I've received yet. You can do a portfolio transfer. There's news on certain news items, I guess, sort of like the stocks and shares ISA, you can see news. And then there'll be other things on this page where you can switch between your other accounts through Trading 212, or you can do other sorts of things. Seems fairly simple, fairly easy to use. I think depositing funds was quite quick, especially if you already have an account set up with Trading 212. And you can transfer in from other ISAs as well. It's also good to see that you can track between your stocks and shares ISA and your cash ISA how much of your tax allowance you've actually used this year. So overall, I think just having the cash ISA on Trading 212 is a pretty good idea, but it's only giving you 5.2%. I say only, but it's not giving you anything different from the stocks and shares ISA. If we go across to the stocks and shares ISA, they actually give you 5.2% already on your cash that you're holding in the account. So it's almost like having a stocks and shares ISA and a cash ISA at the same time. So having a cash ISA in addition to this doesn't really add anything to Trading 212. So you can see here, when I'm on the stocks and shares ISA, it shows me how much of my money is in my portfolio and how much is in cash. So if we just take a look, I've got £1,600 in free funds, which is just the cash on the account, and I'm getting 5.2% on that cash in the account. Now, things might change when interest rates begin to come down. They might say that the cash ISA is 5.2% and the cash that you get from free funds in your account is at, say, 4% or whatever it is if the rates come down. But at the moment, there's no difference between having cash in the account and having a cash ISA. So that's kind of the reason I'm not using a cash ISA with Trading 212, simply because I can just have cash in my stocks and shares ISA and I get the same rate. So just like the title said, Trading 212 is the best ISA on the market. Now, it's not really an established name. I don't think people are really flocking to Trading 212 to use the cash ISA simply because of the stocks and shares ISA. But it's also good to note that it is literally the best on the market. So if you have free cash and you have free ISA space, then you can just use Trading 212 to have a cash ISA. Let's just go ahead and take a look how it actually fares compared to other rates on the market. So on here, I'm using the website This Is Money. Now, this website is run by the Daily Mail, and I think some of their top picks are actually paid for picks, or they have associations with these companies or associations with these banks. If you go onto other websites, they'll choose other companies that are their best buys. So there is a bit of disparity between certain websites simply because of that. But I'm just going to show you the top ranking on This Is Money. They've got Chip at 5.1%. They've got Paragon Double Access ISA at 4.95%. Synergy Bank Online ISA, 4.87%. Kent Reliance Easy Access ISA, 4.86%. So some of these, they're nowhere near the 5.2%. Well, I say nowhere near. They're about 1/10 to 0.3% off the Trading 212 ISA. And some of these will have caveats to them. You might have to have already had an account with them. You might have to have a current account with them. You might have to have been with them a year, or you can only put in £1,000, or you have to put in £100 a month. But with Trading 212, it's actually just put money in and that's it. You don't, you set up an account and you can start saving with them. It's really as easy as that. And there's even one that's closest, which is 5.17%, which is basically the 5.2%. But they're only paying it for the first 12 months. And you have to put in what looks as though you put in £100. I mean, I could click through these. If you click on this one here, 5.17%. Yeah, you can see here, the rate for the first 12 months is 5.17%. And then if you already have an existing ISA with them, it's 4.29%. So you have to open a new ISA with this company and you only get it for 12 months. This is the same for a lot of these companies where they only pay you the best rate with a load of other things involved with it. Whereas Trading 212 is just super simple. And even fixed rate accounts, they're nowhere near 5.2%, which shows you that these banks are worried that interest rates are going to be coming down soon. So they're not offering you anything close to an easy access saver because they're thinking interest rates are going to start to come down and they won't be able to get as much interest on the cash that you're giving them to then be able to pay you out a certain amount. Now, realistically, Trading 212's 5.2% cannot last forever. It won't last forever. I expect it to last at least another few months until interest rates begin to come down, or there is concern that interest rates will begin to come down. When we're talking about interest rates, it's the Bank of England interest rate that the Bank of England control, and usually this follows in line with the US interest rates. And we are expected to see 1 to 3 maybe interest rate drops towards the end of this year. I think one interest rate cut is almost guaranteed this year. I say guaranteed, but it's sort of almost set in stone. And I think we should expect at least another 2 or 3 between the end of 2024 and the midway point of 2025. Now, this isn't guaranteed. I'm just speculating here. This is sort of what the general markets are expecting to happen. And when the Bank of England interest rate begins to come down, or other central bank interest rates begin to come down, these banks won't be able to offer high rates on their simple bank accounts or ISAs. But it's still good to maximize the amount of money you can get out of these ISAs. And my final thought on the Trading 212 Cash ISA, I would like to recommend the Cash ISA, the Trading 212 Cash ISA specifically, simply because the rate is really high. But if you're investing in the stock market or you're using Trading 212 to invest in the stock market, you might as well just keep that cash on the side in your stocks and shares ISA so that you can use it and deploy it whenever you need. Instead of having it in a separate account, that might take a bit of time to move it over to your stocks and shares ISA to then start putting that into the stock market. I'm not going to go through the numbers of investing in the stock market over the long term, but it does overall beat holding your money in cash. There is very rarely a single year where holding money in cash beats the stock market. And over a long period of time, investing in the stock market is actually far, far better than holding your money in cash. Obviously, there is risk to investing in the stock market, and that is something that cash doesn't have. There is no risk in holding your money in cash. Under FSCS, your money is protected up to £85,000. Final thoughts before I go. Your ISA limit is £20,000 per year. You can have as many cash ISAs or as many stocks and shares ISAs as you like in a single tax year, as long as you don't go over that £20,000 limit. This is a new law that came in after the 6th of April 2024. You don't necessarily have to utilize these laws, but it is good if you don't want to have all of your money sat in stocks and shares and you want to have a little bit of savings in cash. But like I said, the best rate out there is Trading 212. Now, if you have any questions or comments about ISAs or about cash ISAs, please leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to answer these questions. Thank you for watching this far into the video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Any suggestions on improvements to the content or ideas for content going forward, then please leave a comment below and I'll give you a reply. Now get out of here, kiddos. Now go get your Trading 212 ISA. You should listen to This Is Money podcast. It's actually really interesting. It tells you all the interesting things about the UK markets, UK pensions, investing in the stock market, general things that are happening in the UK, election news, all the things to do with your money, how you can maximize your money, things to avoid, things to sort of do. And it's very safe, normal investing talk. And I think they're so good at doing it. I don't know why I'm even talking about this at the end of the video, but that's what I listen to them every week. They release a podcast every single week. It's like an hour long on a Friday. I'd recommend that to anyone. If you're not listening to it, go give it a try. And yeah, see you later.